our Norris Battalion's 2017 graduation and award ceremony. I'm Ensign Mike Thompson, the Executive Officer for the battalion, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. We'll be opening our ceremony with a prayer led by Chaplain Bill McLaughlin. Please rise.
Uncovered. Grant us the vision to see beyond today and to build for the future. Internally in our hearts, a deep love for our youth and better understanding of their problems. Direct us towards their solution. Installment to a young America, a love for you and their country, a spirit of unselfish service, and a sense of loyalty and civic obligation. Guide us directly our effects as we labor to train our youth to tomorrow responsibility and leadership. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Cadet Officer Powell, will you please lead us?
All right, thanks. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Leg, face. Hey, seats.
Seats! Aye, Cadet Officer!
Please be seated. I'd like to start by thanking everyone that makes this program possible. To our parents, your tireless support of our program, and for your cadets, ensures the ongoing success of the program. I also would like to recognize our adult staff. These are the men and women that give freely of their time to support the battalion and our cadets. They are also the men and women you entrust with your children for drills, overnight trips, and trainings. Ensign Jeff Ivins, our staff officer. Chief Bob Morgan, our operations officer. Instructor Carol Wintinger, our supply officer. Instructor Nikki Smith, our admin officer. Instructor Peyton Davis, our finance and medical officer. And TJ Guttormson, our training officer. In addition, I'd also like to thank our auxiliary officers who are a huge help in escort duty, transportation, errands, and with other events that the staff need help with. Mr. Nick Abling, Ms. Shannon Witcher, Ms. Leslie Robbins, and Ms. Kathleen Bushy. And finally, our skipper, Lieutenant J.G. Robbins, who makes sure the battalion staff and cadets have everything they need to be successful. He provides solid leadership and guidance to make our battalion one of the best in the country. As a CO, he has led our battalion in scoring a 3.76 out of 4 in our annual inspection this year. Skipper, I'll turn it over to you.
Good afternoon. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and attending today. First thing I'd like to do, can you hear me? First thing I'd like to do is recognize some distinguished guests we have. Commander Rick Gilmore of the American Legion. He's the current commander of the American Legion, and as usual, their support has been really outstanding this year. Lucy McCann, Ms. McCann's the president of the American Legion Auxiliary, Post 219. Bill McLaughlin, the Lieutenant Commander of the American Legion Riders. Mr. Tommy Hill, he's Commander of the Sons of the American Legion, Post 219. Commander Joe Sahara, he's here representing the VFW, Post 8083 in Bellevue. He'll represent us with a war a little later. Mr. Bill Hayes of the Lake Sumter Sons of American Revolution. Again, they'll be presenting an award. Mrs. Sandy Purcell, Diana Clemens, The Representative John Bartram Chairman, National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and for the third year in a row, they'll be presenting us with an award. Chief Bob Morgan, he's our operations officer, but he's also the past commander of the post 219 last year. And he's transitioned over and he's helping us out as the operations officer. Mr. J.J. Gell is a past commander as well. He's been very supportive of the program from the beginning. Mr. Warren Post. Mr. Post is a past Department of Florida commander. He's filling the adjutant of Post 219 right now, and he's been 100% behind us all the way. Thank all of you for coming today. Our guest speaker today is Lieutenant Commander Todd Dunn. He's the Regional Director of Region 6-4 in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps. He's my boss. Commander Dunn was born into a Navy family. Said he always knew he was going to be in the Navy. He served with tour as a photographer's mate, stationed in, where were you stationed at? Stationed in Florida, serving 3.5 years aboard the USS Long Beach, and then was stationed at the NAS Whidbey Island. Prior to being appointed Regional Director of 6-4, Commander Dunn was a commanding officer of Manatee Division in Yankeetown. He's the Chief Information Officer of Citrus County Board of County Commissioners. He's married to Ms. Colleen Dunn. They have 2 children, Cassie, who helps design submarine components in Connecticut, and his son John, who works in information technology. Now, Commander Dunn was also one of the Sea Cadet officers that was instrumental at getting this unit up and running. He came over, he helped get it organized, kind of helped handpick our officers, and then we went over and watched him drill, saw him do things, and he was always available for new guys to bend his ear, and he's done a really good job. As Regional Director, he's continued to support us 100%, and anything we need, he tries as best we can, and if we don't need anything, he tells us why we don't need it. So, thank you for all you've done, man. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to be here. I have always, from the moment I was sitting in a boat out in Crystal River, got a phone call from another CO down in Orlando, and he had asked, he said, hey, I think that there's a big gap in the state of Florida where we need to get a Sea Cadet unit. It's going to be over Fruitland Park, I don't know, somewhere over in that area. What do you think? Want to help me get this thing started? And from that moment on to this day, I have been excited for this unit. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to work with as a regional director. I have 10 units that I'm responsible for, and he's one of the ones that I don't have to worry about. He always gets things done here. So this unit has just been really great. Cadets, feel free to sit at ease while we talk here, and don't have to be too uptight. We know that Sea Cadets is a great program, but sometimes we just don't know why. And a little bit earlier this year, there was the commanding officer of training contingents meeting out in San Diego, and they gave out a book to all the participants there called Grit. And it's by Angela Duckworth. And this lady is a psychologist, and she started studying what it takes to make a winner. And what she wanted to know is it possible as a psychologist to study people and figure out who's not a quitter? Is it possible to figure out who's going to actually compete and win? Is it possible to figure out who's the people that will get the job done no matter what it takes? And so she started creating experiments and studying people. She started studying the Special Forces and how they train. She started studying spelling bee participants in the school spelling bees and trying to figure out which person at the beginning of the process, when the people very first enrolled, who's going to be the spelling bee winner. She also tried to figure out who the winners were going to be in the Olympics and various other sports, wrestling and swimming especially. She started studying it. And there's people who come into certain programs that are very gifted. There's a person, I got a little bit of music talent. When I was a kid, my parents, they got me taking piano lessons, but I will certainly never pay the bills that way. I just kind of plink at it, and I never really succeeded much as a musician, but I like playing instruments a little bit. And there's people who have a natural ability maybe at baseball, and then they got an arm they can throw, but then they never go on to be great leaders in sports and great athletes. And yet there's some people that seem to not have a whole lot of innate talent, but yet they go on to succeed in great things. And so what's the difference? What's the difference that makes that happen? And it's this idea of grit. And one of the things I think is so great about this program is the fact that we allow people to develop grit with us. When a cadet joins the program, I had the great fortune of being the commanding officer of Manatee Division when Seaman Recruit Lovis joined us. Okay? And early on, she joined us, was excited cadet, said she was going to do great things. And I hear that from a lot of cadets when they come in. They say, hey, I'm going to tear this thing up. I'm going to be a chief petty officer, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And then 6 months later, you don't see them at drill anymore. Or they stay at Seaman Apprentice at E2 for the rest of their entire career. And so I just kind of waited to see whether or not she was going to succeed or not. And she's done a really, really good job here. Okay? Has gone on, transferred to this unit and has continued to succeed. But the thing is that although she's one of the leading petty officers here in this unit now, she wasn't the leading petty officer of the unit when she first joined Manatee Division. And no matter what her future held for her, she had to earn everything that she did in this program. Nobody comes in as a great leader and outside of this program and suddenly comes into it and then they're in charge, right? The longer you're in the program, there's people that have been in the program longer than her that haven't succeeded as much. That's one of the things I was talking about with grit. This is something that you're going to have to develop on your own. And so I'm talking to you cadets right now. If you join this program and nobody's going to give you anything that's in here. Everything that you do in this program, whether that's making rank, earning awards, getting selected as honor cadet, or moving up in this program, becoming a leader, it's all up to you. And it's about having this idea of grit. You can't just show up to drill one weekend a month and just simply succeed because you showed up. And you can't just get rank because you went to a summer training, although that's one of the requirements that you have to do. But it's almost something that you have to do daily to apply to your lives in order to succeed. You've got to learn to be gritty in just about every aspect of your life. I mean, what are you doing every day to try to make yourself better in life? What are you going to do to just keep from quitting and move forward at any cost? That's that idea of grit. We see veterans out here in this room that have been in some pretty dire situations at times. People that have put their careers. I see a chief petty officer here who you don't make chief just by showing up. You make chief by standing out. And so in your presence here, cadets, there's a lot of people here to set examples for you on how to succeed by sticking with it and doing more than the next person. And that's one of the things that I think. Does anybody remember? The cadets. You ever watch that movie Home Alone, the second movie, and that one where they're climbing down the rope and it's soaked in kerosene, and then they light the bottom of that rope, and then that guy turns around, so he's trying to climb up really fast. Okay. There's a thing in Sea Cadets that I think of as the bless you. I think there's a thing in Sea Cadets that I call fire from beneath. And as cadets, as you might be new in the program, you might be a brand new seaman recruit, a seaman apprentice, and if you're really hard charging, you're putting pressure on those cadets that are above you to succeed, because if they don't try and succeed more, this fire from beneath, this on fire cadet below them could actually outrank them one day. It's not just a matter of being here, just showing up and spending the time, but it's a matter of doing more. And so that's what I'd encourage you to do in the Sea Cadet career, is to go out there and reach just deep inside of you and figure out your goals that you want to achieve. Is making chief petty officer? Aim for it. Is it going on the international exchange and competing to go to 7 countries around the world and have the Sea Cadets pay for almost all your expenses? I say go for it. If you want to try and make it to some of the most challenging stuff like SEAL training, say go for it. You want to do stuff like some of the hardest trainings that there are out there, like doing culinary arts at a recruit training, go for it. And then while you're in there and you're doing this stuff, start learning to be a leader. And the thing is that I've met cadets that have come out of Sea Cadet trainings and have had more leadership training than some of the bosses that I've worked for in life. Okay? So I'd say, take advantage of that situation, learn to be a leader, and while everybody else is scared to step forward, you're the one who says, I can do this. And that's really a great, liberating feeling to know that you can take the pressure. One of my former cadets is working right now. She's working over at the Caruth Youth Ranch over in Yankeetown. She was a Sea Cadet, was over there as a Chief Petty Officer, working as we were doing a training over there. And the leadership saw her and said, hey, do you think she'd want a summer job? And so she had never seen a young person with as much leadership experience as she had just when she had learned from Sea Cadets. So I would say while you're in the program, just get comfortable with leadership. Get comfortable with having this spotlight on you. Get comfortable making the decisions. But most importantly, learn how to take care of the people that are underneath you there. But the final thing I would say is that while you're here, learn to create relationships. The friends that you make that are going through the same things that you're going through will help you create lifelong friendships. And from what I've seen in the Sea Cadet program, the people the friendships that are made while you're here as Sea Cadets is something that will last with you for the rest of your life. And so, although sometimes you have to be tough to be a leader, also make sure that you're out there reaching out, making the friends with people, creating relationships, and helping your shipmates to succeed. And if you help them to succeed, you'll succeed, and then you'll have a very rewarding life. Well, I know that you guys didn't come here to see me speak, and that I was just basically a time filler to make this a worthwhile type of a presentation. So I appreciate your indulgence in allowing me to speak, and promised I wouldn't take up too much of their time today doing this. But I want to take just a moment to thank the parents and the various organizations that are here today. You're changing America for the better by supporting these people. I have seen great leaders, great people emerge from this program. And it's the thing that kind of, that when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're wondering if you're going to make a difference in this world, I know that I am because I'm working with these kids. And proud to call you shipmates. Thank you very much.
Before we go any further, I forgot a VIP. One of our former cadets who's now serving in the U.S. Navy, Seaman Hicks. Stand up. Petty Officer Biles is going to read a poem about military brotherhood right now. Petty Officer Biles.
This is a poem written by Sergeant Michael Thompson, United States Marine Corps. It's called Why We Are Brothers. We are brothers, not the kind you grew up with. We are not related by birth, not the childhood friend that we treated like family, all brothers still. We say brothers and people wonder why. They never ask, but we see the looks on their faces. We are not from the same cities. We are not of the same race or religion. We show no family resemblance at all brothers still. Some we met only as adults, but we lived together, ate together, laughed together, and trained together. We rely on each other every day, all brothers still. We are brothers because we walk the same path. We are brothers because we've seen the same things. We shared the same laughs, we shared the same tears, and we shared the same pain. We fight not only for God and country, but for the brothers by our side. We may never see each other again. For some, they never made it back. For others, the pain and horror too much to remember. Through it all, we are brothers still. If we call you brother, remember this. We do it out of respect. We do it because you can rely on us. We do it because we have your back. We do it to protect. We do it for love of God, country, and for the freedoms we hold dear. We are brothers all and brothers still.
support and kind of keep us running. They gave us monetary support, moral support. They help the cadets out by providing service hours, which they get their ribbons. They get to interact with the community, they get to interact with veterans. It's an awesome thing. So I'm going to call up the leaders of the respective units, and if you would just kind of stand in front facing the crowd. Commander Gilmore, American Legion. President McCann, American Legion Auxiliary. Commander Hill, Sons of American Legion. Director Bill McLaughlin, American Legion Riders. So all these units that are attached to the all these units that are attached to part of the Legion family here at 219 are just outstanding, and we can never do them justice. But we do want to give a little token of our appreciation. Thank you very much.
Welcome, everybody. As the president of the auxiliary at Unit 219, it is my honor and my privilege to present this check to the cadets for $1,000.
Before we get to the Cadet Awards, I'd like to recognize a member of our staff. He does put an unbelievable amount of time and effort in this program. The least is not the time. Instructor T.J. Thompson, he was a cadet in the Sea Cadet Corps before he joined the Navy. He contacted me when we first formed in 2014, and he wanted to be an instructor. He wanted to help us out. Well, we had 5 or 6 cadets. We had 8 or 10 instructors, so it wasn't a piece. We were kind of tripping all over each other. In 2016, he set up a meeting again, and things have changed a little bit. We've grown a little bit. So we had an interview, and he agreed to come on board. And ever since that day, he's been willing to do whatever it takes. He runs to the store to get water. He'll go wherever. You need batteries, you want me to go outside and run, he'll do it. He's always got a smile on his face. He's always interacting with cadets really well. And he's a little younger than us, so he kind of remembers some of the stuff we don't remember. He never complains. Recently, he was given the ability of training office, which he's taken that over, and he's doing a really good job at it. He's the one that scores the test, and the parents get the emails back. And he's been performing at a high level. And we've actually selected him as Officer of the Year this year. Unfortunately, this morning on the way here, Officer Thompson was involved in a wreck, and he hurt his leg, and he won't be able to do this. But he's done a wonderful job at it. Since our last ceremony, your cadets have they've really performed at a high level again. For the second year in a row, we received E for excellence in our annual inspection. And it's good. the last 12 years. We have our first 2 cadets that are eligible for Chief Petty Officer next month. That's the highest rate a cadet can reach. It doesn't get any higher. They are currently our leading petty officer and an assistant leading petty officer. Stand up. Take your seat. These two they've also been mentoring the guys, the petty officers below them to replace them if they are selected, as a good leader should. We've had 29 cadet promotions this year. Many of these cadets have advanced twice during the same time. They're required to complete correspondence courses and attend an advanced training in order to advance. So it's a pretty big deal. Many of our cadets are now not just attending trainings, they're attending trainings as staff cadets. They're the leaders of these training evolutions, and they're responsible for the day-to-day activities of hundreds of cadets. Most of them are in charge of the battalion or in charge of the division. We've had them all 4 corners of the United States. They're overseeing large numbers of newer cadets from all around the nation. They step out of their comfort area at home, and they're volunteering for the responsibility. They're not being sent, they're asking to go. 20 cadets attended the SEAL muster again. They were very professional. They had the SEAL physical training and the surf. And if you've seen the photos on Facebook, they enjoyed it very much. They made sugar cookies. They had sugar all over them. Our cadets have taken over responsibility for 3-round volleys for the American Legion in some of our cemetery, or some of our ceremonies at Shiloh Cemetery honoring the deceased veterans that were killed died before us. They're attending the Wreaths Across America every year. They're laying wreaths on the veterans' graves after their ceremony. They've even kept their motivation up after we had 2 really cool events: rifle safety and qualification, and a tour of a Coast Guard cutter wiped out by a hurricane. We were ready to go and couldn't go. So they got to come here and drill and run. And they've done much more. We could go on and on. We'd be here all afternoon because they've done quite a bit. Parents, once again, you should be proud of us. The staff and Legion members are very proud of our cadets, and we couldn't do it without your support. So give yourselves a hand.
So we want to start off by recognizing 3 cadets that our staff selected as the most improved. These cadets have improved from not engaging during drill, not having the shiniest boots or shoes, to cadets that will help other cadets. They're taking on more leadership, both mentally and physically. They help the newer cadets with their military bearing and will volunteer for extra details or to help whenever needed. I'd like to call up Petty Officer 3rd Class Brian Davis, Seaman Apprentice Cameron Rima, and ABC Sean Baker. Give these cadets a hand, please. The Naval Sea Cadet Corps Commendation Ribbon is awarded to an officer, midshipman, instructor, or Navy League Cadet, or Navy Sea Cadet or League Cadet, who has distinguished himself or herself through superior service, which results in the achievement of specific projects, complex tasks, or period of sustained service, which clearly warrants recognition of the individual's achievements. During the last year, there has been a cadet who has maintained a very high level of drill attendance. They've only missed one drill since our first drill in 2014. This cadet had the most community service hours in 2016, attended 3 advanced trainings during one summer. He completed all required Navy correspondence courses to advance to Petty Officer Second Class. Petty Officer Matthew Largent has demonstrated outstanding leadership abilities as indicated by his appointment as squad leader for the second time. Petty Officer Largent has been selected 2015 Cadet of the Year by the adult leadership of this command. Petty Officer Largent, front and center. Is here from the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 8083 in Bellevue. The Veteran of Foreign Wars Naval Sea Cadet Award is awarded to a Sea Cadet who is a Petty Officer 3rd Class or above, who shows outstanding leadership traits, patriotism, and Americanism, has high moral character, is progressing through Sea Cadet Corps, is a member of the Honor Guard, performs community service and civic service, displays outstanding military bearing in and out of uniform, among other things. Commander Stahara, will you join Lieutenant Robbins to present the award? Yes, sir.
On behalf of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, I'd like to present the Naval Sea Cadet Corps Citation and Medal Award in special recognition of outstanding achievement and exceptional leadership ability to Petty Officer 1st Class Jacob Thompson.
Don't get used to that money, that's mine. Mr. Hayes is here from the Lake Sumter chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. The SAR Good Conduct, Good Citizen Award is awarded to a Naval Sea Cadet Corps or Navy League Corps Cadet who has attained the rank of Petty Officer 2nd Class or above, is in good standing militarily and scholastically at the time of the selection and presentation. The cadet nominated must demonstrate a high degree of merit with respect to leadership qualities, military bearing, and excellence in performance of duties, and have the potential for greater leadership responsibilities, and be recommended by the unit commanding officer. Mr. Hayes, will you please join the lieutenant in the presentation of this award?
I feel like I'm at home here. I'm a member of this post, and of course our Sons of the American Revolution unit cadets over here. If you happen to have heard about a strange teacher at the high school that forced me to eat all kinds of strange food, that's me. My food day at school was kind of infamous. I love doing this sort of thing and recognizing the cadets and youth. I am very active with the Boy Scouts and various other organizations. The Sons of the American Revolution, like the Daughters of the American Revolution, you have to be able to trace an ancestor back to somebody who participated in the American Revolution. I'm fortunate in having a whole flock of them. Citizenship is a very key element of anything. And that I am very, very proud to announce the National Society Sons of the American Revolution, Petty Officer William Piles. This is a bronze medal for citizenship, and it is the highest award that we give for your recognition. I have this and a medal, and my heartfelt thanks. Continue to participate and do a good job.
The Daughters of the American Revolution Outstanding Cadet Award is awarded to a cadet who has distinguished himself or herself through outstanding leadership, honor, service, courage, and patriotism. Ms. Purcell and Ms. Clemens, will you please join our lieutenants up front to present your award? Thank you.
The John Bartram chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution are pleased to award the DAR Outstanding Cadet Award medal to Spencer Williams.
Can I get you to turn this way so you can get one?
Our final award is the Navy League of the United States Youth Medal and Ribbon. This is one of the highest awards that a Naval Sea Cadet can receive. This award, sponsored by the Navy League of the United States, enables sponsoring councils to annually recognize the excellence on the part of a young person participating in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps or Navy League Cadet Corps programs. It serves to emphasize the importance placed on education and training of American youth and recognizes the importance of the Sea Cadet Corps and the League Cadet Corps as youth programs in attaining establishing goals and objectives. Our U.S. Navy League representative couldn't be with us here today due to family matters. Mr. Edwards sends his regrets for not being able to attend, and he congratulates the recipient of the award. The award will be presented by Lieutenant Robbins today. Lieutenant Robbins? No, nothing here. I'll just go on. Petty Officer Levish, front and center. Sticker. Don't get anything on the lights. Now you're in trouble. We have 2 graduating seniors this year. This is part of the ceremony that is both happy and sad for the staff. Cadets are starting a new chapter in their lives, and it's a sad time as they have been part of our lives, and we will miss them greatly. They have become family to us. So our 2 graduating cadets, Seaman Apprentice Clifford McCrory, which couldn't be here today, and Petty Officer First Class Emily Levish. Petty Officer Levish joined the Sea Cadet Corps in 2014. She joined the Manatee Division in Inverness. Her CO at the time was Commander Dunn, who spoke earlier. She attended recruit training in 2014 with our original 6 cadets who went to that training. Lieutenant Robbins was the operation officer at that training. In February of 2016, she transitioned to Thomas R. Norris Battalion as a Petty Officer 3rd Class. She quickly showed her leadership capabilities and was assigned as the Assistant Leading Petty Officer at our ceremony last year. Since her transfer, she is selected as a Staff Cadet for the U.S. International Exchange Program in Newport, Rhode Island, and was a Staff Cadet at Scuba Basic Training. Right before her transfer, she was a Staff Cadet at recruit training in Ohio. She is eligible for Petty Officer, Chief Petty Officer next month. Levish has been accepted to the University of Maryland, which she will attend shortly after discharge from the Naval Sea Cadet Corps. Petty Officer Levish has been very valuable as a leader to our unit, and she will be missed. Thank you for a job well done. That was it? Yeah, that's it. Nothing about that? I'll make it up. So, when a cadet graduates our program, we try to do something special for them as a memory of their time here with the Sea Cadets. So part of that is creating a shadow box of memories, just like we got when we were in the Marine Corps. Well, when I was in the Marine Corps, and a lot of us got when we left the military. So we want to present this shadow box to Petty Officer Levish. And every year that she's in college, she will take a picture of it and send it to us. And we want to see it all 4 years you're there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Lieutenant Robbins, can you join us?
So we're really trying to make this special for our graduating seniors. So before she gets to go sit down, we've asked her to come up and give some comments about her time in the Sea Cadet Corps, what it's meant to her, and what she's gotten out of it. Petty Officer Levish.
Hi, sir. Really short. I'm sorry. This is complicated. So by now you guys know who I am. My
officers, cadets, and others. You all have played a part in my Sea Cadet journey, and because of that, I consider you family. Especially you, Commander Dunn. He helped me start this whirlwind back in 2014, and I couldn't be more grateful to him for making me feel welcome in the Sea Cadets and all the guidance that he's given me over the past few years. The road wasn't always easy, but it was certainly incredible, and I feel very lucky to be able to stand here today looking back on it all and share some of my most fond memories with you. I remember boot camp like it was yesterday. That was actually when I first met LT. As I admitted with him in conversation yesterday, at the time, I was totally terrified of him. I also crossed paths with a few of the cadets that are sitting over there today. I didn't know it then, but I never thought I would be lucky enough to drill with them each month. When I transferred over to Norris Battalion, it was really cool to see them again and bond over reminiscing about our team. For many cadets and parents, when a cadet goes to training for the first time, it's really their first time as well away from home. This is always a more stressful thing than the family anticipates. Yes, Mom, I'm looking at you over there. But the beautiful thing I think about Sea Cadets is that the kids are given the chance to learn independence while still being safe. RT was my first time I'd ever really gone away. And I won't stand here to lie to you saying that I wasn't scared. I was, definitely nervous. But I never felt like it wasn't going to be okay. I realized that every drill, every training, every Sea Cadet event is designed to be something new, something unknown, a new challenge to conquer. This is how we learn from our program. We experience things in different ways. We are challenged by our officers and our peers to become the best cadets we can be. And in turn, I strongly believe that these experiences also make us better people. For example, when cadets go to POLA, the lessons they learn aren't just petty officer skills. Things like addressing a crowd, giving directions, counseling others, and team leadership are things we will all use later on in college or our future jobs. So I promised myself I'd keep this short-ish because I could go on all day about how wonderful this program is and how much it's done for me. But I don't want to put anyone to sleep, and these poor kids over here, they've been listening to Petty Officer Mom preach for 2 years. I know they can't wait to get rid of me. But really quick, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to them. I have traveled a lot because of this program, met a lot of people, seen a lot of faces, Ohio, international exchange, and even 50 feet under during diving. But this group sitting right here, they're the best. These cadets, this staff, and the wonderful people in this audience who make our battalion possible. You are the ones who I have to thank for the opportunities to lead, follow, and learn to never quit. You are the battle buddies who pushed me when I thought I had nothing left to give, making me stronger than I ever thought possible. Thank you for supporting me and each other. I am so grateful that you are part of my journey, no matter how far I go, where life takes me next. This place, these people, this Sea Cadet family, you'll always be a part of me. Thank you.
Cadets, look at me. Don't rest on your past accomplishments. Look to the future. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Strive to improve yourself. Challenge your shipmates. Push yourselves harder than you think you can go. Reach goals that seem out of reach. You have the foundation. We see it every time we drill. We see it every time we see you. Keep working. Don't be discouraged at little bumps in the road come your way. You're not going to reach every goal. We fail. We don't. It just doesn't. We can't win every time. The bumps in the road make you stronger. Always remember your core values of honor, courage, and commitment. Most importantly, don't take your time in the Sea Cadet Corps for granted. It's going to end before you know it. Petty Officer Levis can attest to it. McCrory can attest to it. Sam Hicks can attest to it. Bravo Zulu cadets, keep up the good work. Front. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. We're going to have refreshments shortly after we finish. please rise. Captain McLaughlin.